There's a long absence list for the start of the August tour this weekend. Hoshoryu, we understand, is having a scan on August the 4th, with a view to joining the tour 3 days later, but we've no comeback timelines for the rest. Daisho continues to nurse his torn right calf, as does his Saitama Sakai senior Hidenomi. Takeru Fuji's right bicep cannot really be used for the whole of the month, while the same appears true for Tobizaru's right elbow. Endo continues post-ACL operation treatment. Chiyoshoma, after a 114, needs to rest up his back, while Meisei, who complained of his own back trouble prior to July and lost his final 7 bouts, presumably needs to do the same. Ura, by the way, has been signed off until September the 1st with a torn right adductor muscle, and sadly misses the World Expo tour leg in his home city. It's no surprise that Kaio is out, though his problem has not been disclosed. Shishi, despite those 4 late wins, clearly wasn't right in July and won't be touring for now. And among the second-tier men selected, Tomokaze is out. Again, no precise information. The door has been left wide open, though, for several men to return, as only 2 replacements have been called up for now. Sumo's board meeting of yesterday yielded 2 surprises. The first was the takeover of Oho's stable by coach Kumagatani, the former Tama Asuka, rubber-stamped for September 29th. A day before Master Otake turns 65 and steps down. The 54-year history of the stable founded by 32-time champion Taiho is therefore prolonged, with the 2 coaches swapping elder stocks. This surprise is twofold, as Kumagatani has no prior connection with Otake, and several press reports had tipped the stable to merge with Nakamura, though the ex-Yoshikaze has now stated that wasn't on the cards. Kumagatani might also be fronting a stop-gap takeover until Oho is ready to take up his role of presumed long-term custodian. The other surprise was the departure of another talented referee. Shikimori Kazenosuke may only have been 18 and plying his trade in basement-level bouts, but he'd already gathered a following and been featured in several publications for his beautiful dohyo gestures and first-rate commitment to study. As a lover of traditional culture and especially rakugo storytelling, who attended events such as these, he seemed better suited than anyone his age to life in a sumo setting. But despite performing his duties as normal until July Day 15, he has suddenly walked away with no reason given. A litmus test of relations with former sumo colleagues will come at the next sumo-themed rakugo event in just a few weeks' time. The master, head wrestler and staffer from his ex-Oshiogawa stable will be sure to attend. The question is, will he? The Sumo Association's highly transparent comment is, it is true that he has retired. Finally, 94-year-old NHK legend Kunihiro Sugiyama, who has barely missed a tournament day in the last 70 years, has given his thoughts on July just gone, every day of which he saw from an aisle seat behind East Side wrestlers. Speaking to Aera Digital, he said on Hoshoryu, were he still ranked at Ozeki or below, he'd likely have carried on with that level of injury. While on Onosato he said, I thought beforehand that his title chances were 0. Pro Sumo is not so easy that a third-year pro can just waltz towards 3 straight cups. He's still in the process of growing. Technically, I'd say he's still too slow in locking that outside left on. His take on Kotozakura was, you wonder what on earth has happened since last November. His sumo's become so passive, and he takes an age to win his bouts. Koto Shoho might overtake him at this rate. Regarding Wakata Kakage, he said, It's a shame he was hit by some kind of food poisoning during the first week, as he went 7-1 from then on. Had he beaten Onosato on day 14, I'd have put him up to Ozeki. On champion Kotoshoho, he said, he's cut out the tricks in favour of a head-on approach and orthodox forward-driving style. But that conservative style doesn't really excite the fans or give them sparkling memories. Will that change going forward? Chris Sumo would add, given his past injury record, I doubt it. On Aonishiki, Sugiyama opined, he did excite the crowd day after day. He believes he cannot lose if his inside left lands. The problem was, in his final 2 bouts, his foes blocked that inside left, and more will try to do so henceforth. That's his next major test. But a big score in September could see him make Ozeki. On Kusano, he said, outstanding talent, fantastic attacking sumo, an important name in years to come. I can see him making Ozeki next year and challenging Onosato. I just hope that loss to Takayasu, who was awesome by the way, reminds Kusano that it won't all be one-way traffic. And on Tamawashi, he said, even on day 13, I was urging the chairman of the prizes committee to give him outstanding performance. I doubt anyone can argue with that after his marvellous final day win on the belt.